Namaskar. A very good morning to each one of you and a very warm welcome with all my heart. So let us begin with Guru Vandana. Speaking about the Guru cannot begin in any other manner. So just take a comfortable posture. Let your shoulders roll back a little so that the chest opens and the breath starts flowing easily all by itself. Allow the spine to become naturally straight. It doesn't have to be stiff. And see how the awareness shifts. You become more aware of yourself. There is greater knowledge as to how the body is holding and supporting itself. There is more alertness. And sitting like this, the mind tends to become more focused. It stops running helter and skelter. So give yourself a few moments to really experience the shift in the awareness. Many people ask, when is it that I am going to get my Guru? So the fact of the matter is that the Guru is always there. We may be blissfully unaware of the Guru's presence. So how to have a taste of it? And Sonal gave a wonderful reply. She said, Guru is awareness. So what is awareness? So awareness is that power of consciousness which gives you information of anything and everything. If you focus it or give your attention to something which is finite, it will give you information of the finite. And if you allow it to expand, or if you direct it to something which is present everywhere, then it brings you the information of the infinite. Awareness is always ready to perform that journey from the finite to infinite. But we are not prepared to direct it in that fashion. So just think of yourself in this moment as to who you are. So what comes up for you most prominently? You may say, I am my name, I am my role. Somebody working will say, I am doing such as a job, I am my job. Somebody may be very attached to the body and say, I am this body. I am who I think I am. So any identity you give yourself to begins with I am, and then it ends with that particular identity. So it may be a father, a mother, this body, it may be your religion, your nationality, your work, your relationships. But these identities are always changing. Sitting here, if I am talking, everybody may feel like being a student. But if somebody else starts talking and I am listening, the roles reverse. I become the student. When we go out on the street, we become pedestrians. When we are before our children, we become parents. When we are before our parents, we become children. The identities are changing. But if we write down all the identities, there is one common factor. The set of two words, I and am. No identity of yours is complete without I am. And it is present in all descriptions, all identities. And yet I am remains the same. I am applies to me, I am applies to each one of you. So now just think of yourself as the pure I am. I am. I am. I am. I am. I am. Just feel the pulsation of I am. Feel the energy and power of I am. It is a spanda. And this I am is there in the beating of your heart. This I am is there in the flow of your blood. This I am is there in the functioning of all the body systems. It is there in the functioning of your senses. When you see through your eyes, you become your eyes. Right now you are listening through your ears, you become your ears. When you have a loved one touch your body, you become the sense of touch. You are the flow of your thoughts. And in everything I am is present. So just leave everything behind and just become focused in I am. And what you are left with? Nothing. But this pulsation, this knowing I am, it is so soothing. There is no body, there is no mind, just the awareness of I am. In our scriptures, it is called the Shuddha Aham Vimarsh. God has chosen to live inside each one of us as us, as the pure I am. This is pure awareness, free of all entanglements. And this awareness is always there. And it is this awareness that is the Guru. The inner Guru has never left anyone. But we are so much accustomed to form and attribute. We have fixed our attention on the outside world and we keep waiting, when is my Guru going to arrive? But the Guru is there. In every breath, in every thought, every experience, every action, every word. Because we are attending to what is on the outside, or what we think is ours, some identity, we miss this Guru. So, the feeling of the inner Guru present in every breath. Feel the inner Guru in your heart. And let us offer the flower petals of Guru Vandana to this eternal principle of Guru in the heart. If you feel like, you can bring your palms together in the prayer position. Akhandamandalakaram Vyaptam yena characharam Tatpadam darshitam yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwarah, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guru Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Shri Sadgurave Namaha. Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Just take a few moments to experience how the body, mind, the senses, everything has got aligned. And the attention, which is always running outside, is focused within. This is the taste of the inner Guru. When you are ready, gently open your eyes. Your eyes are open. They are looking outwards, but your attention is within. That means there is the best receptivity possible. A satsang, as the very name suggests, it is about having the company of truth. Satya ka sang. So, it is not so much about listening to a story, listening to somebody's journey. It is about internalizing it and making it a step in one's own journey. So, I thought we should begin with this kind of a dharana where we are more focused and centered within. So back to where I stopped yesterday. I shared how in this lifetime the Guru entered my life. It was a great feeling, like I gave the example of a sapling which the gardener protects for some time. So we cultivated the habit of spending every weekend at the ashram. And initially, I always had somebody or the other looking after what I needed, guiding me, giving me some inputs. And everybody who went to the ashram had to do some seva. So I got the seva of translating the articles written by devotees from abroad. Mostly these articles were in English, so I was translating them in Hindi for the Hindi magazine. It was a great experience. It gave me a chance to brush up my knowledge of Hindi. I had gotten used to doing all the work in English for so many years. So there was no chance for me to write anything in Hindi, and it felt very good. And whatever I wrote was appreciated by others. So it was a boost to my ego. And once or twice, in our ashram, most people were Maharashtrians or people from other states. And their Hindi was a little mixed up when Gurumai said that, you should see how Hindi is spoken, you should learn from this Gaur couple. So there was this thought that the Guru recognizes me. Little did I know that the Guru's nature is fire. And very soon, this fire started working in my life. One day I received a call from the ashram saying that there is a program. 15th of August is the Divya Diksha Divas of Baba Muktanand, my Param Guru. And it is always celebrated with great gusto in those days. Gurumai was in residence in the ashram, and there were a lot of people who had come from abroad to attend the functions. So I was asked that if I would be available to be the master of ceremonies at this program. And I was doing some work in the office. This call came without much thinking, and they said, "No, we will help you." So without thinking much, I said, "Okay." I thought it is maybe once in a while kind of thing that is coming to me. But when it happened, I realized how difficult it is. I was in a job where I was trained to be very stiff and formal with everyone. And there in the ashram, you go to the podium and there are these 2,000 people sitting before you. And you have to smile at them and tell them, "Welcome everyone." It was the most difficult part. And then because I thought it is Baba Muktanand's Divya Diksha Divas, great event for all the people who had been initiated by my Guru. So it should be something, spirituality has to be very serious. So I had written things which were very heavy. I thought that talk or whatever, the things I was going to speak must be laden with a lot of information and knowledge. But what happened was that when I stood there at the podium, I felt that my legs were shaking. I was speaking haltingly, and I just wanted to run away from there, back to the safety of where I had been sitting earlier. And on top of it, when I would be in the midst of saying something, I found that Gurumai, who was sitting there a little distance away, she started smiling. She started having some kind of a cross conversation with somebody in the audience. I felt very humiliated. And whatever rhythm I had, it was lost immediately. So anyway, the program ended. It was a disaster. But I thought, okay, I am done with it. It's over now. But lo and behold, whenever I would go to the ashram for the next few months, each time I would be entering the gates and going towards the place of a room that was allotted to us. Somebody or the other would catch up with me and say, "Hey, you are required in the programming office. Tomorrow there is a program, and you are supposed to be the master of ceremonies." It was very difficult. And one after the other, the programs kept happening, and I was doing badly. I used to write my stuff, keep it in a sheaf of papers, and then mostly read from those papers. So one day there was a big program, and I was just busy trying to mug up my stuff. Then somebody came, and he started talking to me, and he said, "Look," and I shared whatever I had written with him. So he looked at my file, and he threw the file in a corner of the room and said, "Your stuff is always good, but there is something wrong with you. Please tell me what is wrong with you." And I said, "Look, I'm so happy that somebody has asked me this question in the ashram. I thought it will not be asked. I am not a speaker. I know I am doing things badly. And I am sure that one day I will do it so badly that nobody would ever have the courage to ask me to do this again. I am being asked to do something which is not in my nature. I can't do it." And he started laughing. He said, "I see." He had at one time been a professor in Harvard. So he started laughing and he said, "I see a replica of myself in you. Stubborn and arrogant." And then he asked me a simple question. He said, "Why are you here?" I thought about it and I said, "I want to meditate." He said, "How do you know that through meditation you will get enlightenment?" Maybe it is not your path. Maybe you will get enlightenment while talking to other people. And suddenly you will realize God resides in this person. Somebody comes to you and you have this experience. God has come to me in the form of this person. How do I help him? If God sends you a letter and says, "I am going to come to your house on such and such date, or to your office on such and such date at such and such time," what will you do? When you start treating others like that, who knows, you have to travel, you have to teach. And this is how you will have the experience of God. And you have been caught up in this foolish idea that by meditation you will know God. How do you know? Then he said, "It may be very uncomfortable for you, but I must tell you, we have no dearth of good speakers in the ashram. There are some great speakers. But whenever you come, the reception sends us intimation that you are there. And before the program, the previous night or evening, we put up the list of available people before Gurmai, and she always ticks against your name. So she knows that you can be a speaker. You are resisting it." And then he asked, "Who is the doer?" I had no answer. I had never contemplated any of these things. So I kept silent. Then, after a very pregnant pause, he said, "The Guru is the doer." Right now, we did a dharana where we went within and connected with the sense of I am, the inner Guru. And that awareness is doing everything. But we don't associate with that awareness. We say, I am doing it. So he said that the Guru is the doer. You are only an instrument. So have you ever prayed to the Guru before a program and said, well, you have given me this responsibility. You are the doer. I will stand there. I offer myself to serve you. Have you ever prayed to God? If we believe in any God or goddess, have you prayed to them and said, please allow me, give me the strength to do this tomorrow? And then I had no answer. He got up, picked up my file which he had thrown away in a corner, took it up, handed it back to me, and disappeared. That night, I did not mug up my lines. There was still some resentment, some anger, some hint of having been slighted. Because the sense of that I am an officer, I am this, I am that, those things were very predominant. But I made this intention that, okay, for the sake of trial, I will stand there tomorrow and see how it happens. It worked. And everybody liked that program very much. I received so many congratulations or appreciation, so much of appreciation from people who attended that program. And just a few days later, Gurumai was going to the US. So there was a huge rush of people who had come and lined up for darshan. I and my wife were also there. And when we went up before Gurumai, my wife just told her that Gurumai, गौर साहब को 2 दिन पहले वो प्रोग्राम करके बहुत अच्छा लगा. Gurumai looked into my eyes and said, हाँ, हमको भी हंसी नहीं आया. Then I understood. In spirituality, before the Guru, you cannot be faking anything. Be yourself. Be in alignment with the Guru. That may be a test, but then things become very easy. So the Guru is the fire. The Guru puts you in uncomfortable situations, makes you do things you are not comfortable. But the Guru knows what is good for you. And that is what the Guru forces you to do. So when you are made to do something against what you think is right or what you think you cannot do, it's very uncomfortable. But that is when your concepts are broken. I used to think, oh, I am so and so, I am an officer of this department, that department, I have to be very stiff. That was a concept. It had to be broken. So I became a little more comfortable with the emceeing bit. But there were more tests coming. One day again I received a call from the ashram saying that we want to prepare some teachers of meditation. So there will be a 5-day training. Can you take a week off from office and come? So I had leaves available. So I said, okay. But I was more interested in spending time at the ashram than in getting through this training program. Now something else unfolded. There was a Swamiji who took our sessions for the next 5 days. There was a written script explaining some basics of what is meditation, what is posture, what is breath, what is mind. So we were asked to read that and just imbibe what was written there. And we were said that, you see, you don't have to worry. You just read the scripts, make them your own. So that when you stand up at the program, you just say what is there. And we were given some basic training. Now this was a time when I myself did not know whether I am meditating or not. And then being asked to go and teach, oh my God. So I was wondering, how is it going to happen? And I was sure that I will make a fool of myself. But that was part of the Guru's larger plan. In the ashram, we had one Swamiji, who was an elderly person. He had been I think, professor in the drama department of some university, and he had retired. So he was one of the teachers who gave us some inputs about this particular program. So I shared my apprehensions with him and I said, look, I don't even know. If you really ask me, somebody asks a question, I cannot give an answer. So he said, yes, that is why you have been put there. You will have to learn. And the Guru wants you to learn on your feet. And he gave a simple tip. He said, when somebody asks a question, look within. The pure awareness has every answer. The answer will come. And if that answer comes, or if an answer comes, give that answer to other people. It will always be the right answer. Because your awareness is providing you that. The Guru is giving you an opportunity to connect with the inner Guru and think on your feet. And then he said that if the answer does not come, then don't fake an answer. Don't give an answer which your intellect is giving. Be honest and be humble. Tell the person that you do not know. In those days there were no mobiles, nothing. So you tell the person that, okay, after this session ends, I will come to you, take your name and address. I will put your question to somebody more senior in the ashram, get an answer, and I will see that you receive an answer. Because I don't know. And then he smiled and said, but if you are connected from within, this opportunity will not come. And for several years, I was part of the ashram team. We used to travel over weekends to many different cities and give meditation programs, basic programs of meditation, introducing people. And never did an opportunity arose when I did not have the answer to a question that was asked. And there we were also given one very important lesson. The Swamiji said, don't engage into a debate with people. Because I asked him this question that we talk about grace. Our programs are as per Guru's command. So the Guru's intention is there. People are going to receive something, but somebody is a great intellectual. Somebody has done some other type of meditation. So they are going to ask questions. So he said, yes, if somebody asks a question, then you judge that whether that question is coming from a genuine space of seeking, or it is just an intellectual itch that he wants to engage you into a debate and get into a comparison of two systems of meditation. He said, the moment you get this hint that he wants a debate, just give this simple answer that I can tell you about what my experience is. I do not follow the other practice that you are mentioning, and I don't compare. Period. No debate. Because he said the moment you engage into a debate, the mind starts functioning. You are no longer in the heart. And the energy of this program will be dissipated. Grace will disappear. So always remain aligned to grace. Respect other people and love them. But if somebody is trying to take the discussion somewhere else, don't get involved. Find your way out of it. Then there is something else that happened, and I want to share that. So I became comfortable with the idea of speaking in the ashram programs. I became comfortable with the idea of traveling with the ashram mandalis, giving courses, this, that. But I was in the office, people were seeing my transformation. So my dear friend Shashi Kapilash, she is not there today. I and Shashi, we had met, we were in the same building, and she was in charge of a training institute. And she started telling me that, well, why don't you teach in the ashram programs? Why don't you start teaching here in the office? So we can have a group of people and you can just lead us into meditation every day. It will be so wonderful if people begin to meditate here. Now I was not prepared for this because the thought was that if ashram is announcing a program, the Guru's grace is there. I can go and stand. And there is this famous example of Gyaneshwar Maharaj. Gyaneshwar Maharaj and his brothers and his sisters, they were all young masters. Nobody took them seriously. But a lot of miracles happened around them. So in Alandi, one day, a Brahmin started beating a buffalo mercilessly. And this animal was crying for help. And Gyaneshwar Maharaj told him, why are you torturing this animal? God resides in each one as them. You are hurting God. And this Brahmin said, do you think there is God inside this buffalo? He said, yes. Can this buffalo recite the Vedas? Because if Brahma is there, if the divine is there, then the buffalo should be able to recite the Vedas. And Ganeshwar Maharaj said, yes, it is possible, why not? And it is said that the buffalo recited the Vedas. So I started having this thought, I am Guru Mai's buffalo. So wherever I am asked to stand and speak, I will do. But still, the distinction was there that I was prepared to do this in an ashram setting, in an ashram-sponsored program, not anywhere else, because then this sense of not being in alignment with the Guru was there. So Shashi started asking me to teach in the office, to set up a group, and I was resisting. So then I told her that, look, when I go to the ashram, I will ask Guru Mai. If she says that I can teach, I will teach. But the very idea seemed ridiculous to me. So I would go to the ashram, have darshan of Guru Mai, go before her sometimes, but never had the courage to ask that can I introduce people in the office to meditation? Can I do this? Because I thought she is going to laugh me off. What is this sort of idiot? He has this idea that he can do something like this. I didn't ask. Several months passed. Then came a New Year Eve, and there was a program in the ashram. So we attended that program, and when we were going out, as prasad, each one was given a cookie. So you open the cookie and there is a slip there, and that something is written. In my cookie, the message was, share what you have with other people. So I took it as the Guru's, go ahead, share. So we created a group in the office. There are about 12, 13 persons. We used to find half an hour for meditation, out of which I will speak for maybe 5 minutes. People will meditate. We would sometimes share our experiences. But those 12 or 15 lives were completely transformed. We did this, we had this group functioning for about a year and a half. Those were amazing years because I was learning so many things, I was getting more confident. And then, with this experience, a larger canvas was opened. There are many beliefs. I was in a government office. There is always a lot of office politics. Everybody considers, and this politics is there in all offices perhaps. Everybody considers other as a competitor. So you are very suspicious of other people's motives. But as I connected with the inner awareness, all these concepts started getting shattered. Instead of approaching a person because of a concept I had about him or her, I started connecting with them at the level of the heart. And I found that there was no competitor. People were great. Everybody was great. And life became so much easier. So this is what the Guru does. We keep living our lives with all these borrowed concepts. We identify with our body, our sex, our religion, our country, this, that, our caste. The fact of the matter is that when you go within, you find the same awareness pulsating in every human being. So learn to connect with the human beings, then you can connect with the animals, you can connect with your desk. The very idea that anything or something is inanimate, it is without life, that disappears. Everything has life. Everything is responding, and the experience comes. The only thing is, one has to be prepared to learn. If somebody is too much attached to a concept, then growth becomes difficult. Because in my experience, when we meet a true master, the master is always going to tell us something that will make us feel small, that will challenge our belief systems. Somebody has been a great practitioner of, say, devotion, and the master comes in that person's life, the master is going to tell him that no, you are wasting your time. Knowledge will only liberate you. And if somebody is a very knowledgeable person, then naturally knowledge has its own problem. It gives you ego. So when the Guru comes in that person's life, the Guru is going to tell him that you have wasted your life. You are so full of yourself. Go to this temple, go do some Tirth Yatra, where the ego is pruned. You may be a great person in your family, your home, your office, but when you go to a temple or a holy place, you are a nobody. So that is pruning the ego. So become nobody. Surrender. This is what happened to me. So it is like this, that the Guru is going to work on a person's ego. The only job of the Guru is to crush the ego. That is always a difficult process. But in this life, every moment offers us two options. In Kathopanishad, Yamaraj, the Guru, is telling his disciple Nachiketa, a young boy who has gone to Yamaraj to have the secret of existence. Yamaraj says there are two things available to you, two options available to you every moment. One is prayer. So doing something which you are comfortable with, you are enjoying in this moment. But the long-term result of doing that will bring grief or disappointment. So that is prayer. You like the rasgullas, you eat them and keep eating them until you land up with diabetes. And then the doctor one day says that, oh, you have more rasgullas, you are going to leave this body. So no more rasgullas for you. And then there are certain things which happen just like that. Somebody's child is born. There is a lot of celebration. But we have done some karmas, bad karmas in a previous life. And there is somebody whose lands we had confiscated, who got taken away by force or by hook or crook. Now that person gets born as the son in this life. So he has come to settle scores. So no matter how much celebration we make, when the baby is born, when he grows up, he's going to take revenge. So what is prayer will soon degenerate into grief, disappointment, anger, resentment. And then Yamaraj tells Nachiketa that you have the option of doing what is Shreya. So Shreya is that which may seem difficult in this moment. But the long-term result of that will bring you joy, will bring you bliss. Joy and bliss are two different things. For joy, you need a reason. You need a reason to be happy. Oh, some good food. Some old friend comes visiting. You see a loved one. You go to Kashmir, see the beauty there. Or you go to Kedarnath, stand there, you are in awe. So there's something on the outside. You derive joy. But there is something known as bliss. Bliss comes when you are aware of your own being. You are aware of the inner Guru that is always there, 24/7. Then the joy that comes is without reason. You take your breath and you center yourself in the heart, and there is bliss without reason. So Guru leads us to a path where there is bliss, not joy. So it's a path, it's a journey. You go through different experiences. But that is the only option. We keep traveling. So somebody may have a few lifetimes left when that person starts. And for somebody it may be the last lifetime. That person may be able to reach the goal. But to know that I am on the path I have started, this is the best thing that could happen to anybody. And that is why Shankaracharya in the Vivek Chudamani says, the human birth is rare. Because it is only in this human body that we can attain enlightenment, we can know God. Not in any other body. So he says human birth is rare. But rarer is the person who wants to know the truth. So look around yourself. How many people are interested in knowing the truth? Because for them the relative truth, things on the outside, your association with your body, your relationship, your religion, your caste, your nation, your society, your neighborhood, your house, or anything that you think that it belongs to you. These relative truths are more important. These are relative truths because they will change. A house seems very, very nice, very dear, but so much flooding is happening. Look at those people whose houses were flooded. They will run out of that house to save their lives. So one natural calamity and the relationship with the house changes. Somebody loves the body, but some disease crops up, some karma fructifies. So then there is a thought that, oh my God, my body is so painful, it is giving me such difficulty. Normally we don't think, when we are totally focused on the outside, we don't see that this could be due to some fructification of karma. So we associate, somebody comes and troubles us. We don't see the reason behind it. So we abuse that person. But when there is awareness, we have a better view, 360-degree view, which is possible for everyone, provided one is looking prepared to look within. And for that, the inner guru is always there. So this is, in short, my experience of the guru. Having a guru is not easy. One must be prepared to die. And die is not in the literal sense that you have to kill yourself and be killed. You have to be ready for all your concepts, all your belief systems to die. Because only when this happens, you become free. Our biggest chains are in our belief systems. So this is the journey of annihilation or breaking of chains of those shackles which are binding us here in this life. We celebrate freedom, but that is political freedom. It is for each one of us to contemplate, am I really free? And when this kind of a questioning arises, the Guru is not far behind. The Guru is always present, pulsating in each breath. So just close your eyes and take a few moments to be with the inner Guru. Using the wings of awareness, allow yourself to connect with the pulsating awareness of everything else and everyone else around you. Become one with the chair in which you may be sitting or the bed in which you may be sitting. Become one with the device through which you are connected. Become one with everyone else who is present here in this session. Let your awareness expand and take you wherever it wants to take you. And if you find it difficult, remember the key: I am. I am. The pure sense of being. And in this expanded awareness, look at your life holistically. Becoming aware of bottlenecks in your life. Just notice them. And make an intention to look at them carefully so that you can resolve them. And ask your awareness to give you the strength to accept what you cannot resolve. very, very gently start becoming aware of the physical confines of your body. Become aware of your breath. And when you are ready, gently open your eyes. So we come to the end of the session. Before I close, I would leave you with one parting thought. We all have our challenges in life. There is nobody whose life is absolutely smooth. So look at your life. See what is challenging you. Is it your physical body? It is your mind that is giving you trouble? Is it your finances? There are issues of money. Is this your relationships? That there is something in your life about which you are worried? There is a wider plan for your soul journey, and that is why things are the way they are in your life in this moment. But if we have the awareness of the inner Guru and we can see what the inner Guru wants, we can see wherever there is a problem or there is an issue, problem should not be used. We should never use negative words. Where there is an issue, as sentient beings, as somebody who is aware, we should always look and figure out what is this situation trying to teach me. So if the physical body is giving trouble, then there must be some mistake that has been committed in the past in keeping the body nourished. There are certain souls that have karma with the body, so the body is going to play out that karma. If somebody is having a problem in relationships, then one has to see that there is a continuing relationship. All those things which are either giving us a lot of pleasure here in this life or a lot of grief, everything is brought forward. So if pleasure is being given, should we become possessive about that person or that thing or that situation which gives pleasure? If something is giving us grief, then should we be pushing it with all our might? Yoga is the path of resolution, the middle path. So not attachment and not repulsion. Understanding is going to make all of us free. So we should always be in touch with our inner awareness. And only then we can see things, we can notice things as a third person. Because you see, we all know that if it comes to giving advice to a third person, we are always very good. But when it comes to our own issues, we are in difficulty. Because there is too much of attachment with our own ideas that does not allow us to see things clearly. So when we are in touch with the inner awareness, we can see things clearly. And then many things resolved And what is not going to be resolved, then we understand, oh, there must be some pending karma, huge karma, which is why this is like this. So we accept. Because it is only by acceptance that and allowing that karma to play out will you become free or will we become free. So all the best to everyone. I hope this makes sense. So let us end the session with a prayer, the prayer of fullness and completion. Because our scriptures say that God is perfect, the divine is perfect. And out of that perfect, if something is taken out, that is also perfect, but the perfection of the earlier thing remains the same, it is not affected. So it is like one lamp is lit and the other lamp does not have a flame in it. This lamp which is lit, it touches the wick of the lamp which is not lit. And then this other lamp also has the same light, the same illumination. Whereas the first lamp which was already lit, it has not lost any of its shine or light. So this is how it works, that knowing when it is shared, it is like lighting another lamp. The same light is shining everywhere. So we should become like that. The lamp of awareness is always lit. It is never put out. That shine and light is never gone. So we have to find that light within ourselves. And that is the job of the Guru, because the Guru helps us to get that. So let us sing this particular shloka in praise of perfection. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May there be peace and auspiciousness everywhere. Sadguru Nath Maharaj